Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the yoga of renunciation of all the karma, in the 5th chapter of the Holy Scripture on Yoga, Bhagavad Gita. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi etachreya yachreya yetayorekam yachreya yetayorekam tanme Krishna, you extol on one hand the yoga of knowledge and then the yoga of action. Pray, tell me, which of the two is Sri Bhagavan Vacha? Sannyasah karma yogascha nishreyasa karabhubhav tayostu karma sannyasa karma yogo vishishyate. Sri Bhagavan said, the yoga of knowledge and the yoga of action both lead to supreme bliss. Of the two, however, the yoga of action being easier to practice is superior to the yoga of knowledge. Niyah sa nitya sannyasi nirdvando hi mahabhavo sukham bandhantam chate. The karma yogi, who neither hates nor desires, should be ever considered a sannyasi, the renouncer. For Arjuna, he who has transcended the pairs of opposites is easily freed from all the bondage. Sankhya yoga prathak balaha pravadanti na panditaha ekam apyastitah vindate phalam yat sankhye prapyate sthanam tadyogairapi gamyate ekam sankhya yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati. It is the ignorant, not the wise, who say that Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga are productive of divergent results. For one who is firmly established in either gets the fruit of both in the form of God realization. He is attained also by the Karma Yogi. Therefore, he who sees Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga as one, so far as the result goes, he really sees. Sannyasastu mahabhaho dukkhamapnu Sannyasastu mahabhaho dukkhamaptu mayogatah yoga yuktu munir brahma चिरेणाधिगच्छति योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा चितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते. Without karma yoga, however, Sankhya yoga or renunciation of doership in relation to all activities of the mind is difficult to attain. Whereas the karma yogi who keeps his mind fixed on God reaches Brahman in no time, Arjuna. The karma yogi who has fully conquered his mind and subdued his senses, whose heart is pure and who has identified his self with the self of all the beings as God, he remains unaffected. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit pashyan shranman sprashan jignan ashnan gachan swapan shvasan pralapan visrajan grahanan unmishan nimishan nabi indriyani indriyarteshu vartanta iti dharayan. The Sankhya yogi, however, who knows the reality of things, even though seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, going, sleeping, breathing, speaking, taking and opening or closing the eyes, must believe that it does nothing, holding that it is the senses that are acting on sense objects. Brahmanyadhaya karmani syangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate nasapapena padmapatra vivambhasam. He who acts offering all actions to God and shaking off attachment remains untouched by sin as the lotus leaf by water. Now this is the example which Sri Purandaradasa gives in the great song Isabeku Iddu Jaisabeku. We should swim across in the ocean of turbulent waters of karma, and we should attain victory by reaching the shores of immortality. He gives the example of detached attachment of the drop of water on the lotus leaf and the cashew nut, remaining with detached attachment with the cashew fruit. Tamareya jaladante prema vittu bhavadolage Tamareya jaladante prema vittu bhavadolage Swami Ramanenuta paadi kamita kaikombarella Isabeku endu isabeku isabeku endu isabeku Kiru hanninalli ಬೀಜ ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಸಂಸಾರದಿಗೆ ಹಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಜ ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಸಂಸಾರದಿ ತೀರಿ ಆಸೆ ಮಾಡದ ಹಾಗೆ ಧೀರ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ನೆರೆವರೆಲ್ಲ ಈಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಈಸಬೇಕು ಮಾಂಸದಾಸೆಗೆ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯ ಸಿಲ್ಕಿ ಕಾಸಿ ಪಟ್ಟದೇರಂತೆ ಮಾಂಸದಾಸೆಗೆ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯ ಸಿಲ್ಕಿ ಕಾಸಿ ಪಟ್ಟದೇರಂತೆ ಮೋಸ ಹೋಗದ ಹಾಗೆ ಜಗದೀಶ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಮೋಸ ಹೋಗದ ಹಾಗೆ ಜಗದೀಶ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನುತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನಿಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಅನ್ನಿಸಬೇಕು. ಜೈ ಜೈ ವಿಠಲ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಜೈ ಹರಿ ವಿಠಲ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಂಢರಿನಾಥ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಅನಾಥನಾಥ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಜೈ ಜೈ ವಿಠಲ ಜೈ ಹರಿ ವಿಠಲ ಜೈ ಗುರು ವಿಠಲ ಜೈ ಪಂಢರೀನಾಥ ಭಗವಾನ ಕೀ ಜೈ. It is from this context Sri Bhakta Purandaradasa said. So the Lord teaches, he who acts offering all actions to God and shaking off attachment remains untouched by sin as the lotus leaf by water. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalayirindriyairapi yoginah karma kurvanti sangam त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये युक्तकर्मफलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्ठिकीम् अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते. The karma yogis perform action only with their senses, mind, intellect and body as well, withdrawing the feeling of meum in respect of them and shaking off attachment simply for the sake of self-purification. Offering the fruit of actions to God, the karma yogi attains peace in the shape of God realization. Whereas he who works with the selfish motive, being attached to the fruits of actions through desire, he gets tied down. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nikarayana na kartvatvam na karmani lokasya srajati prabhu na karma phala sanyogam svabhavastu pravartate. The self-controlled Sankhya yogi, doing nothing himself and getting nothing done by others, rests happily in God, mentally relegating all actions to the city of 9 gates. That is, the body with 9 doors. The Lord determines not the doership nor the doings of beings, nor even their contact with the fruit of actions. It is nature, the Prakriti, that functions, deriving its motive power from God. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyati jantavah. The omnipresent Lord does not partake of the virtue or sin of anyone. Knowledge is enveloped in ignorance. Hence it is that beings are constantly falling a prey to delusion. In this context it is taught that Maya of God is very powerful. Acharaj Maya tumhari, oh Prabhu acharaj Maya tumhari, oh Prabhu acharaj Maya tumhari, Prabhu acharaj Maya tumhari, Brahma mohe Shankar mohe sakala tapadhari. Across the mire of this delusion. The Lord discusses Jnanena tu tadajnanam yesham nashitamatmanah tesham aditya yajnanam tesham aditya bajnanam prakashayati tatvaram. This ignorance, this Maya is destroyed by the knowledge of God. That wisdom shining like the sun reveals the Supreme. Tad buddhyas तदात्मान तन्निष्ठात तत्परायणः गच्छन्त्य अपुनरावृत्तिं ज्ञान निर्धूत कल्मषाः. Those whose mind and intellect are wholly merged in Him, who are constantly establishing identity with Him and are exclusively devoted to him, their sins being wiped out by wisdom, go to whence there is no return. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini sunichaiva svapakesha panditaha samadarshinaha. A man of wisdom look with the same eye on a learned Brahmin endowed with learning of the Vedas. He sees the same Lord in a cow, in an elephant, a dog, and in an untouchable. Ihaiva tairjitah sargo yesham samye sthitam manah nirdosham hi samam brahma tasman brahmani te sthitah. Even here is the mortal plane conquered by those whose mind is established in equanimity. Since the Absolute is free from blemish and equanimous, hence they are established in the eternal. Na prahashvet priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, stira buddhi rasam mudha, brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. He who with reason firm and free from doubt rejoices not on obtaining what is agreeable and does not feel perturbed on meeting with the unpleasant, that knower of Brahman lives eternally in identity with it. Bahya sparshe svasaktatma vindatyatmane yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashtute. He whose mind remains unattached to external enjoyments derives through meditation the unmixed joy which is inherent in the soul. Then that yogi, having completely identified himself through meditation with God, enjoys eternal bliss. This is why it is taught that those who have enjoyed that supreme bliss, to do the service to such saints brings the bliss to all the devotees. And that is the song sung by Suradas, the great saint. Aise santan ke seva karo man, aise santan ke seva karo man, aise santan ke seva karo. Shila santosha sada ure jinke nama rama kole ana bharosa hridaya nahi jinke ana bharosa hridaya nahi jinke bhajana niranjana deva bhajana niranjana deva aise santan ki seva karo aise santan ki एवं स्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनयो एवते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. The pleasures which are born of sense contacts are verily sources of pain. They have a beginning and an end, Arjuna. It is for this reason that a wise man does not indulge in them. Shaknoti haiva yaha sodhum prak sharira vimokshanath kama krododbhavam vegam sayuktah sasukhi naraha. This stanza in the Bhagavad Gita is one of the keynote, very important. It explains who is a happy man on earth. Krishna teaches, he who is able to stand here on earth before casting off this body, the urges of egotistic desires and anger. He is a yogi, a harmonized soul. He is a happy man. Yontah sukhontararamat tathan jyotirevacha tathan jyotirevayaha sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhikachati. He who is happy within himself enjoys within himself the delight of the soul, and even so is illumined by the inner light. Such a yogi, identified with Brahman, attains God, who is all peace. Labhante Brahma Nirvana Rashaya Kshina Kalmashaha Rashaya Kshina Kalmashaha Chinnadvaidhayatatmanaha Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. The seers whose sins have been washed away, whose doubts have been dispelled by knowledge, whose mind is firmly established in God, and who are actively engaged in promoting the welfare of all beings, they attain Brahman, who is all peace. Kama krodha viyuktanam yatinam yatachetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmana. To those wise men who are free from lust and anger, who have subdued their mind and have realized God, the Brahman, the abode of eternal peace, that God is always present, all round to such a devotee. Sparshan kritva bahirbahya chakshuschaivaantare bhruvoh pranapanav samau kritva नासाभ्यंतरचारिणौ विधेन्द्रिय मनोबुद्धिर मुनिमोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधो सदा मुक्त एव सः. Shutting out the thoughts of external sense enjoyment, with the eyes fixed on the space between the eyebrows, having equalized the prana and apana breaths, outward and inward breaths, flowing within the nostrils, he who has brought his senses, mind and reason under perfect control, such contemplative soul intent on liberation and free from desire, fear and anger, is ever liberated. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram Suhradam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti vrachati. Having known me in reality as the enjoyer of sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all the worlds and the disinterested friend of all beings, my devotee attains peace. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishnarjuna Samvade Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyaya Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahman, the scripture on yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, ends the 5th chapter entitled The Yoga of Action and Knowledge. Now we are entering chapter 6 entitled Atma Sanyama Yoga, Dhyana Yoga or Yoga of Meditation with this bhajan. Gopala Bala Govardhan Dhara Govinda Kaita Bhare Govinda Kaita Bhare Govinda Kaita Bhare Madhusudana Krishna Murari 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 Kasturi Tilaka Manamohana Kasturi Tilaka Manamohana Kasturi Tilaka Mohana Balaka Kasturi Tilaka Mohana Balaka Keshava Krishna Murari Hari Keshava Krishna Murari Hari Keshava Krishna Murari Gopala Krishna Hare 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 Madhava Kunda Murali Manohara Mangala Murti Hare Mangala Murti Hare Jai Jai Mangala Murti Hare Jai Jai Mangala Murti Hare Mahavishnu Krishna Shaure 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 Bala Bala Govardhana Gopala Bala Govardhana Dhara Govinda Kaita Bhare Govinda Kaita Bhare Madhusudana Krishna Murari Madhusudana Krishna Murari Madhusudana Krishna Murari Dasa Keshvadas Damodara Dasa Keshvadas Damodara Hari Sant Chitta Bahare Hari Sant Chitta Bahare Panduranga Vithala Hare Panduranga Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Panduranga Vithala Hare Panduranga Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Vithala Hare Panduranga Hare Panduranga Hare Panduranga Hare Panduranga Hare Panduranga Hare 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 Gopal Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai. Lord teaches the yoga of meditation to the entire humanity through Arjuna. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Anashritah Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yah Sa Sannyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Na Chakriyah. Sri Bhagavan said, he who does his duty without expecting the fruit of actions is a monk, a sannyasi, and a yogi, a karma yogi, both. He is no renouncer or a sannyasi who has merely renounced the sacred fire. Even so, he is no yogi who has merely given up all activity. Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur yogam tam vidhi pandava na hya sannyasta sankalpa yogi bhavati kaschana. Arjuna, what they speak of as sannyasa, know that to be the same as yoga. For none becomes a yogi who has not given up thoughts of the world. Arurukshur munir yogam karma karanamuchyate yoga rudhasya tasyaiva samaha karanamuchyate. To the contemplative soul who desires to rise to the heights of karma yoga in the form of equanimity, action without motive is spoken of as the ladder. For the same man, when he is established in yoga, tranquility of mind, absence of all thoughts of the world is spoken of as the way to blessedness. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karmas manushanchyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudas tadochyate uddharedatmanatmanam atma manoma sadayet atmaiva yatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. When a man ceases to have any attachment either for the objects of senses or for actions, and has renounced all thoughts of the world, he is said to have attained yoga. One should lift oneself up by one's own efforts and should not degrade oneself. For one's own self is one's friend and one's own self is one's enemy. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yena atmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shitoshna sukha dukkheshu tatha manapamanayo. One's own self is friend of that soul by whom the lower self, the mind, the senses and the ego has been conquered. On the other hand, the very self of him who has not conquered his lower self behaves inimically like one's own enemy. The Supreme Spirit is firmly established in the knowledge of the self-controlled man whose mind is perfectly calm in the midst of pairs of opposites, such as cold and heat, joy and sorrow, and honor and ignominy. Jnana vijnana triptatma utasto vinitendriyaha yukta ityuchyate yogi samalushtashma kanchanaha suhran mitrar udasino madhyasthat dvesha bandhushu sadhushva bisha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. The yogi whose mind is sated with jnana and vijnana, the knowledge of formless and adorned with form, who is unchangeable under all circumstances, whose senses are thoroughly subdued, and to whom a clod of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold make no difference. He is spoken of as God realized soul. He who regards well-wishers, friends, foes, neutrals, mediators, the objects of hatred, relatives, the virtuous and the sinful alike, he stands in the Supreme. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasya stitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashira parigraha. The yogi who has subdued his mind and body and who is free from desire, bereft of possessions, living in seclusion all by himself alone, he should constantly engage his mind in meditation. Now, the Lord teaches how to meditate and in which place, how to sit for meditation. These important teachings are resumed in the divine teaching. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya stiram asanamantmanah natyuchritam natinicham chairajina pushottanam. In a clean spot, having firmly placed his seat with kusha grass, a deer skin, and a cloth spread thereon one below another. Kusha grass below, deer skin in the middle, and the thin cloth uppermost. neither very high nor very low. Tatrekagram manah kritva yata chittendriya kriyah upavisyasane yunjan yogam atma visuddhaye. Sitting on that seat, concentrating the mind and controlling the functions of the mind and the senses, he should practice yoga for self-purification. Samam kaya shirogrivam dharayanna jalam stiraha sampreksham nasikakrasvam dishasjanavarogayan shantatma vigatabhir brahmachari vrite stitaha manah sanyamya majjittu tathasita maraha. Keeping the trunk, head and the neck straight and steady, remaining firm and looking at the tip of his nose without looking in other directions, pledged to the vow of continence and fearless, keeping himself perfectly calm and with the mind thoroughly brought under control and fixed on me, the vigilant yogi should sit absorbed in me. Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana paramam matsamstham adhigacchati natyashtadastu yogosti nachaikantam anashnatah nachati svaprashirasya jagrato naiva charnaha. Thus constantly applying his mind to me, the yogi of subdued mind attains the lasting peace, consisting of supreme bliss, which rests in me. Arjuna, this yoga is not for him who eats too much, nor for him who does not eat at all, nor for him who is given to too much sleep, nor for him who is ceaselessly awake. Yukta hara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya yogi, yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkaha yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavadishtade nispraha sarvakamebhyo yukta ityuchyate tada. Yoga which rids one of who is accomplished only by him who is regulated in diet and recreation, regulated in performing actions and regulated in sleeping and waking. When the mind brought under complete control, focused on God alone, then the person who is free from yearning for all enjoyments is said to be established in yoga. Yatha deepo nivatasto nengate sopamasprata yogino yata chittasya yunjatu yogamatmanaha yatro paramati chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani pushyati sukamatyantikam yattad buddhigrahya matindriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam stitascharati tattvataha. As a light does not shake in a place sheltered from the wind, analogous is stated to be the case of the subdued mind of the yogi practicing meditation on God. The state in which, curbed through practice of yoga, the mind comes to rest, and in which, realizing God through subtle reason, purified by meditation on God, the soul rejoices only in God. Nay, in which the soul experiences the eternal and supersensuous joy, which can be apprehended only through subtle and acute reason, and wherein established the said yogi moves not from the truth. Yam labdva chaparam labham manyatenadhikam tataha yasmin sthitora dukkhera gurunapi vichalyate. And having obtained which, he does not reckon any other gain as greater than that, and established in which he is not moved even by great sorrow. That state is called yoga. That is the highest that is to be attained. This is why the yogi never goes in search of God, realizing that God is within. ಕಣ್ಣ ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ತನ್ನಂತರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿರುಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯ ನೋಡುವ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ತನುಡಿಹ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮನಾಥ ನುಡಿಹ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಕಣ್ಣ ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ತನ್ನಂತರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿರುಮಯ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯ ನೋಡುವ ಜ್ಞಾನಿ ತನುಡಿಹ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. May this meditation bless everyone. To the higher questions of Arjuna, the blessed Lord answers, which we shall take up in the next stanza. Om Shanti.